Hey gang, Dr. Bruce here. Tip number 6. I really hope you're enjoying these tips. Again, if they're what you've already heard, great. Do you think this way? Are you following it? If you are, awesome. Congratulations. And it's good refreshment. You know, I know one guy told me a long time ago that he used to enjoy coming to my seminars, even though he didn't really learn more new things. He was a client of mine for 4 or 5 years. He enjoyed coming. He said it's like going to church where you review things and making sure you're doing it, putting yourself in check. And because if I'm giving you new ideas, that's great. Study them, implement them. But if I'm telling you things you already know, that's great too. But my question is, are you controlling your thoughts? Are you controlling your practice? Are you controlling things to get what you want to have in life? So this brings us to principle number 2. Last time we talked about principle number 1, which is be, do, have. And these are principle 2, 3, and 4 today. Again, these are all short and sweet, and I'm probably preaching to the choir, but it's just good to know that success is the journey, and it's not a destination. A lot of people in practice, they walk into practice, they call me up, what do you want? Well, I want to see 300 a week. I said, great. And they want to do it like next week. And they forget that if anything in life, there's going to be some effort, and there's going to be a process, and it's going to take some time. If you lived in California and you wanted to go to New York, you could go there by train, plane, car, you could walk. But if you walked, you better enjoy the journey. If you're driving a car, you better enjoy the journey, because otherwise you'll be miserable. Because it takes time, it takes days. And in practice, you want to see 300 a week and you're only seeing 50. If you start becoming upset, if you start looking at and you're not happy with your practice, think for a moment. This might be a stretch for people, but it's one of my metaphors. I used to think all the time, that if I'm in my practice, I'm down there complaining about this, complaining about that, and if God was looking down at me, and then God saw a person out in my community that needed a doctor or chiropractor, and they saw me all complaining and being miserable about my practice, and saw another guy down the street that was happy and living in gratitude, and he was grateful for his practice, and he was grateful for the service, he's going to send him there. He's going to push that patient over there, because when you're happy and grateful, the law of attraction kicks in. So no matter where your practice is, make sure that you enjoy the journey and realize that your destination is not to get to, seeing 50 a day or 50, or 50 a week or whatever it might be, and then you're done. The journey is the process of getting people better, is watching them go through their lives, watching them transform. It's a great journey. And hopefully in chiropractic, you'll never meet a destination. You'll always be on the journey. Principle 3 is you'll be free of negative emotions as soon as you stop justifying and defending them. This principle 3 is probably the most apropos principle that I find necessary for people to understand. People will tell me that, well, practice isn't good because the economy is bad. Practice isn't good because I don't have the right CA. Practice isn't good because I've got the wrong location. They're always justifying reasons why they're not successful, and they defend their positions rather than realizing the problem is them. How many times have you yourself complained about life, and there's somebody in your town that's doing better than you? And what you do is you justify that, well, they're doing better because they've been there longer, they've been there less time, they got a better location, they have better staff. Whatever they say, you're justifying and defending the fact why they're better. I have a client that moved into a town, and his first thing he told me was, everybody here has been here for 25 years. And they own the town. I'm the new guy on the block, and he had all these ideas, that he couldn't do things because of that. I said, well, so what? These guys have been 25 years? Have they told, how many people in town render chiropractic care? If you meet people in town, what do they tell you chiropractic is? And we started we took the assumption that no one knew what chiropractic was in that town, even though there was a number of doctors that had been there for many, many years. Today, this is 7 years later, he's been voted the #1 chiropractor in his state, in this survey. He is the biggest practitioner in his town. He's everywhere. He has the life and practice of his dreams, all because he took the opinion that he could have the practice despite whatever else is going on there. And this is one happy camper. So I see these examples every day. Principle 4. This is really good. This one actually sometimes might be hard to understand, but what you see in the world is what the world sees in you. How do you take that? Well, I used an example once. I said, imagine we're driving down. I live in California, and we have an area called the Garment District in LA, in downtown Los Angeles, and right around there, it's not the nicest area to be in, to say it mildly. And I use the example. Imagine driving down the street in this little, kind of a ghetto, mostly homeless people laying on the ground, laying there, sitting there, their little tents packed up. Again, not an opulent world. And imagine that I'm driving and you're in the car with me. And as we're driving, you're looking up in the mountains and you're seeing up in the hills beautiful mansions. You're seeing all the opulence that Hollywood has. And I'm sitting there staring at the homeless. I'm seeing in the world what my mind is seeing, and that's where I start believing. So I believe the world's all about being homeless, and that sets up my lack philosophy. I believe there's lack. I believe there's not enough in this world. So I see lack in the world, and the world sees lack in me. Does that make sense? You are seeing opulence and everything in the world, and that's what the world sees in you. And the longer you stay on that vision, that's what you become. Oh, by the way, that's how I see the world. I look above the crap and look in to see, the brilliance of what we have going on in the world. That's what's exciting. So you attract people, ideas, and opportunities which harmonize with your most dominant thoughts. So as you start, it's like with seeing the world, as you start seeing your practice as one that serves many, many people, and you have your philosophy, your ideas of how it's going to be, opportunities will come by, more people will come to your office, and coincidentally, they're going to walk in and say, I'm here because I want to have, more health and vitality. I don't feel good anymore. And I heard that your practice actually offers, a whole different, thing. I want to see it. This happens. And that's what your dominant thought is. So principle 2, 3, and 4 is all about your vision. Make your vision the one you want. And that's the one you're going to have. I will see you on the next installment.